we're here once again to the road to WrestleMania. Really feels like we get there quicker than sooner, you know what I mean? We're just a few months shy of the Royal Rumble held in Indianapolis, Indiana. And the question is starting to become, who's going to win the Royal Rumble? Who's going to main event WrestleMania? Night one, that is. Night one is most definitely going to be the Royal Rumble winner, and night two is going to be The Rock and Roman Reigns. We already know this, so let's just get prepared for that. With as much talent as we have right now, it could be a returning superstar. And as far as the women's roster isn't that, how do I put it? It's not that much of a good roster enough to really kind of be second guessing what woman will be winning the Royal Rumble, because the biggest stars we got on the women's roster right now would be Rhea Ripley, Bayley, Io Sky, possibly Charlotte Flair, maybe a returning Becky Lynch. Either way, our options are very, very, very limited when it comes to the women's roster. But as many choices as we have, whether they may be limited or wide variety, we're here to talk about who's going to win the Royal Rumble of 2025. Chucky, you won't get lucky. This ain't no child's play. The Royal Rumble has always been quite the interesting event. From 2018 Shinsuke Nakamura winner to Asuka winning the first Women's Royal Rumble, to Randy Orton, to John Cena, Brock Lesnar, Ronda Rousey, all those guys who have won the Royal Rumble and have immortalized themselves at WrestleMania. But who's going to do it again at this year's WrestleMania? Well, this year we got a pretty interesting lineup of those who could win. First, you have John Cena, who's doing his whole retirement tour this year. Well, actually next year. I'm sorry. At the time of this recording, it is December 3rd, 2024. So really next year, but this video might not be posted until early January, or maybe, who knows when, who cares. John Cena is doing his retirement tour 2025. So this year's Royal Rumble will be his last, same as the SummerSlam, the WrestleMania, the Survivor Series. His last date will be December 31st, 2025. So maybe, just maybe, John Cena could be the one to win the Royal Rumble. But who else could win the Royal Rumble? Another person I could think of would be Randy Orton. We're obviously knowing that at some point in time he's going to turn heel on Cody Rhodes. And if you want to give him that third Royal Rumble victory to match Stone Cold Steve Austin, then you could easily just do that and have Randy Orton face Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania for the WWE Championship. That would go for an interesting storyline. Another interesting storyline would be CM Punk winning the 2025 Royal Rumble and doing the one thing that's evaded his whole career, and that is main eventing WrestleMania against either Cody Rhodes or Gunther, whoever is world champion at the time. Crazy to think that CM Punk has never actually main evented WrestleMania his whole entire career, especially because how important he was to the PG era in early 2013, I believe. But you know who did take that WrestleMania spot for him that could do it again this year? You know who I'm talking about, the final boss, The Rock. Yes, Dwayne The Rock Johnson could easily come into the Royal Rumble, win the Royal Rumble, and depending on how they want to use Roman Reigns at that time, if they want him to take the belt off Cody at the Royal Rumble, maybe not, that could easily be done. But if Roman Reigns does defeat Cody Rhodes at the Royal Rumble, then we can almost pretty much guarantee that The Rock is going to slip in at number 30 in the Royal Rumble and eliminate who's ever last, most likely being CM Punk, and winning the Royal Rumble and going on to headline WrestleMania against his cousin Roman Reigns. It would be crazy to see a big star come back and win the Royal Rumble just like that. But you know what other big star could come back and win the Royal Rumble? Yeah, I'm talking about none other than Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar hasn't been seen since the Janelle Grant lawsuit, where his name wasn't exactly said but heavily hinted at. But that's really just all to do with Vince McMahon, and that I will not talk about in this video. But Triple H has reassured everyone that Brock Lesnar is in fact still with WWE. And at WrestleMania 40, he was slotted in to face Gunther, I believe. And that would have been a big match. But unfortunately, we didn't get to see that match. But we may get to see it at WrestleMania 41 if Brock Lesnar decides to come back in the Royal Rumble and win it and choose to face Gunther. Another candidate that I would like to point out that could very well win the Royal Rumble would be Seth Rollins. Now, I know it seems very unlikely that he'll win the Royal Rumble, let alone compete in it, but the storyline just kind of writes itself. Maybe he wins the Royal Rumble in spite of CM Punk, knowing how bad that he dislikes CM Punk at this very moment. So it would make a lot of sense. And plus, if they really wanted to, they could build up for a triple threat at WrestleMania to have Seth Rollins take on CM Punk and Cody Rhodes in a triple threat match, because Cody and Seth has history. CM Punk and Seth definitely have history with each other, and CM Punk and Cody have a little history with the last year Royal Rumble, them being the last two. And if we're going to talk about former Royal Rumble winners, we can also talk about Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre's whole heel turn has been nothing short of phenomenal. And he's been really on a tear on the mic, in the ring, and delivering completely and delivering to audiences and backstage. And his performance has been nothing short of amazing. And I believe he deserves some type of reward for his great heel work, because he's definitely a believable wrestler, a fighter, and a believable champion. Speaking of phenomenal, another return that we could see at the Royal Rumble would be AJ Styles. Now, I know he already returned on an episode of SmackDown, so hopefully we could see AJ Styles win the Royal Rumble. With all the crazy talent that we got running through WWE right now, Royal Rumble 2025 in Indianapolis, Indiana is set to be an amazing event. And it's really unpredictable who would win. Who do you think is going to win the Royal Rumble of 2025? My money is on CM Punk, one Bill Phil, but it could literally be anybody else, from anybody I named: Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton, Seth Rollins, AJ Styles, Drew McIntyre, John Cena. It could be any of those guys. But this Royal Rumble is going to be pretty fun, and I'll be live streaming it on my channel, so like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll get back to you. Really don't like to write notes, pencil all on my left hand. Don't test me like an exam, lyrical battle, let's dance. She dated me in my Logan era, now I'm just her X-Man. Dark shadows around us, but that's the way that it's been. Really insane, cause I think I'm the greatest in the